everyone, and welcome to my next quick tip video. So in this one I'm going through the second part of my sub-assemblies. So as you can see, I've finished all of the parts of the model, and now it's time to start gluing it all together. So I'm going to be using plastic glue. I like to use one that's got the nice long nozzle on it. This particular area here that I'm applying the glue to now is quite an easy spot to get to, and it's tucked away and hidden, so it's kind of quite a safe spot. So I'm just applying it straight from the bottle, and then the part that's going to go on there is this tabard part with part of his belt attached to it. So this is kind of an area, as I said, it's quite easy to get to. It's hidden away, so there's not really a whole lot of risk of messing it up. So the next bit I'm going to do is the cape, which is an area that is going to need a little bit more attention. It attaches to his back quite nicely, but what I like to do is try to be a bit more careful in how I'm applying the glue. Hence why I've just put some glue on the palette there. But the first thing that I like to do is to just scrape back some of the paint. The paint can actually inhibit the plastic glue from reacting properly. It doesn't quite get through to the plastic, so it doesn't get that nice fuse that you want, fusing to the other part of the model. So as you can see now, I'm just using a toothpick just to start gently and carefully applying the glue to this area where you don't want to kind of apply too much glue, because it'll start to sort of mess things up, and you don't want to mess up your paint job. And there it is, attached to the model. So the next part that I'm moving on to is his backpack, and this is another safe item to apply the glue straight from the bottle. So I've gone ahead and done that. You'll notice that I haven't scraped back the paint on the attachment of the model itself. That's just because this is a nice, easy model part that fits quite well together. So it's going to create a nice fusion on its own. Just like with the cape, with smaller areas that don't have as large a contact point, it's always best to scrape back some of the paint. This just creates a little bit of texture here. It is quite a hard spot to reach into, but just creating that little bit of texture just encourages the plastics to fuse together. This is definitely a spot where you want to scrape back some of the paint, because it's got such a small contact point and it's actually hanging down. It's going to have gravity working against it, so you do want to scrape back that paint and just make sure it gets a nice fuse between the two parts. And then obviously on the arm itself, I'm also scraping that back, just so both points have a nice bit of exposed plastic to encourage the glue to fuse them together. You also notice that I'm using the toothpick again. This is definitely a spot where I don't want to go straight on with the bottle, because it's got a lot of potential for messing things up. And so just applying the bit on, making sure it lines up nicely. And then again with the head, you'll notice that I've scraped back the paint on that, and I'm just applying the glue straight from the bottle. This is safe enough because it's quite an exposed sort of area. It is small, so you just got to control the flow of the glue a bit, and then applying it to the model itself, where I've removed some of that paint to create a bit of a texture. And there you have it, fully assembled painted model that I've painted in sub-assemblies. Well, I hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe to my channel to keep seeing my video tutorials. And thank you so much for your support. If you'd like to see me continuing to produce these video tutorials, please consider supporting me on my Patreon. You'll gain access to all of my exclusive content, as well as being able to enter my Patreon-only painting competition, where you could win the White Scars Captain model featured in this video. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.